Hello, everybody. Welcome, and good morning. Well, I can't say good morning. I am out of Las Vegas, Nevada, where it's morning for me. It doesn't look like it's morning for a lot of you. We got India, Colombia, Poland. Welcome, everybody. Eric, Malith, Olivier. Welcome, everybody. Oh, I always have like nerves when I start these, and then I come in here and the chat blows up, and you all say hello, and all those nerves kind of disappear, you know? Welcome, everybody. Ecuador, good afternoon, Oliver. Hey, Joshua from England, Switzerland, Israel, Brazil, South Africa. I love it so much. Welcome, everybody. This is going to be a really, really fun tech talk. I love this stack, and I am going to use this stack for a lot of my next projects. Nigeria, welcome. Colombia, Venezuela. I love you all. Welcome. Right on. Oh, so much fun. All right. So let's get this started. Everyone keep going in the chat. I'm reading it. I'm going to say hi periodically, but let's get started. So here at DigitalOcean, my name is Chris Sev. I am a developer advocate at DigitalOcean, and I really like building full stack apps. So if you've been following my previous tech talks, we've been doing a lot of backend stuff with Strapi, a lot of backend stuff with Laravel, and now we're doing front-end stuff with Next.js, React, all that good stuff. And this is the first tech talk where we're taking both sides and going and merging them together. Dubai, Argentina, welcome. I love it. Ivan from Mexico. So here we have Strapi, which is a backend that can build APIs for us quickly. And their name actually comes from Bootstrap API. So Strapi is its name, and I absolutely love how they got their name. And then on the front end side of things, we're going to use Next.js, which is a React framework, which helps us build out really fast dynamic applications quickly. So we're going to take these two, mash them together. We're going to build an API today, and we're going to build the front end that pulls from that API today, so you can see that connection between back end, front end, and see how a full stack app is made. Panchak from Nigeria. I know from Ghana. Welcome. Fabian from Colombia. I love it. So here we have a site that I built maybe 7-8 years ago now, scotch.io. And what we did was we built a blog, and we grew it up to about 4 million page views monthly. And the cool thing about this is we did this all on Laravel, and it's on a DigitalOcean droplet. And I get asked a lot lately is, how would I build scotch.io, a pretty big size blog in today's JAMstack type world? I would build it with Strapi and Next.js. I think that is a fantastic stack for building out a current size blog. And the cool thing about these two is that they're going to be really, really highly scalable because Next.js can serve static sites, Strapi can handle the API on the backend side, and then DigitalOcean can host the Strapi API using the new app platform. Cool. So let's get started, right? I want to just jump right into the code. We're going to go here. And what I have is I have two new folders, blog next and blog Strapi. So we're going to build out a quick blog. And what we're going to do is we're going to connect those two. And maybe we're going to add some dynamic components to it, like reactions, like you see on Dev2, like liking. They have that unicorn icon that I'm not totally sure what it does. But let's get started. So here, I'm going to start a Strapi API, and let's do this. Let's create an API in about 5 minutes. Hey, Craigie, welcome. We are just getting started, so you haven't missed too much. We're all just saying hey and where we're from. Ashish from India, welcome. Welcome, everybody. So let's go npx create Strapi app. And I'm going to put that in this blog Strapi project, and I'm going to use quick start, which is the way that we can use SQLite for our apps. All right. So as that's going through, let me read through the chat. Samuel from Nigeria. Mihai from London. Welcome, everybody. Fernando, Peru. Awesome. Shivam says, please start from scratch. We are starting from scratch. You can see right here, we are starting a brand new Strapi app. And I used npx create Strapi app right here. Manual from France. Golly, everybody all over the place. Javier, thanks for saying that. Cool. So as this is loading, let's talk a little bit about our kind of format here. Let me load up my VS Code, and I know I'm going to get questions on it. So let's start with the obligatory. My theme is Monakai.pro, and my font is, I believe, Cascadia Code right now. And Cascadia Code is free. Monakai Pro is, I think, a free trial. So that's starting there, if you want to check those two out. Right on. Welcome, James. Welcome, Ngapak, Indonesia. Awesome. So what we're going to do is, our Strapi app just got started, so it opened it up in Chrome. So I'm going to let this wait out real quick, and I'm going to go back here, and let's talk about our setup. So if we were to build a blog, a full stack app in today's JAMstack type world, this is our setup. So we're going to need a backend API, and that's going to be from Strapi. And we're going to need a front end, and type today, which is going to be Next.js. But let's keep it consistent. Let's go Next.js. We're going to have our backend API with Strapi. So the backend API, we're going to have two different types. We're going to have posts, and let's add in reactions. So you can do like Dev2 does, where you can like a post. The cool thing about Strapi is you can add in comments, any sorts of other things that you need really quickly. So the front end, this is our backend. We're going to have posts, and we're going to have reactions for each of those posts. And then here, we're going to have a front end. And on the front end, we're going to say, we have an index page. So we're going to have a home page, show all posts, lots. And we're going to have a single post page, show a single post. And that's how we're going to run it. So this right here may seem a little simple, but this can be the backend for starting any type of app going forward. So a lot of the stuff you're going to see today is going to be necessary for a lot of the apps you're going to want to build soon. Craigie with a question: how does Strapi store its data? Strapi can pick a different database. So in the documents right now, locally, we're using SQLite. You can pick MongoDB, you can pick Postgres, you can pick MySQL. And that can all be done through the settings. Okay, so here's our Strapi app. Let me show you how quick we can build an API that we just talked about. Let's go here. My name is Chris, last name Sev, Sevaleja at DigitalOcean.com. Can anyone pronounce my last name? And here, password, I'm going to type something in. But this is local, so we're all good there. And I'm going to click Let's Start. Cool. First, Himi, hello. Hey, Aaron from Nigeria, welcome. So what we're going to do is, this is the Strapi dashboard that you're going to see when you start a Strapi application. Let's build out that first content type called posts. So check out how fast it is to build out our database and our content types. So I'm going to say display name, post. All right, easy enough. I'm going to go continue. We're going to have text, rich text. And this is why I love Strapi, is because of its kind of graphical builder for your APIs. You can build out your models by clicking through the dashboard. And I absolutely love Laravel still, but you have to do the migrations, you have to create the models, you have to do all that stuff to do what this is doing. Honestly, I'd love like a graphical interface on top of Laravel. That'd be nice. So let's click text. I want a title. We're going to go for short text for this one. And I'll add another field. Kushali, can this be used with React? Yes, it definitely can. The cool thing about Strapi is it just gives you an API and says, here's an API. That's all I want to do. So you pick your front end. And in this tech talk, we're picking Next.js. You could have picked Vue, Nuxt, Angular, whatever you need on the front end. So let's click text. I want to add a slug in here. We're going to go short text. I'm going to add rich text in here for content. And let's finish that out. So we have title, slug, and content. I think that's okay for now. Yeah, I think that's okay for now. Let's see. Let's save that. Not sure what those are, but let's double check and see if it worked. Cool. So we have our post type, title, slug, content, and then over here now, we created the post, and now we can go add new post. I'm going to go title or let's say hello everyone in chat. And you can have this auto generate. Right now, I'm just filling it in for kind of time purposes. Hello everyone in chat. You are all awesome and my favorite people. Okay, so now I have a new post. I'm going to hit save right here. And I'm getting a few questions in chat. Can we have access to the stream for later reference? Absolutely, yes. All of this will be hosted on the DigitalOcean YouTube channel. Check out Invoker by Marcel. Ooh, awesome. I love everything coming out of Marcel and that team. Thanks for that, Doug. I'll check that out. Cool. So now we've saved it. Let's publish it. And now I can show you something. We can go to localhost 1337/posts. And if I press enter here, this is how we get to the content that we just created through this API endpoint. And Strapi automatically builds out the API endpoint just by creating the content type, which is amazing. But you're like, okay, Chris, we can't get to the content. It's forbidden. What are we doing here? So the cool thing about this is we go down here to the Strapi dashboard, go to settings. We just have to open this up for public usage. By default, the API is secured and not allowed to be used by public. So I'm going to go here, settings, roles. And we have 2 roles currently, but you can add more roles like an author, like an editor, like an admin. But I'm going to go click public, go down here. I'm going to click for public usage. We can find one and find all. But the public should not be able to create or update or delete any of these posts. So I'm not going to check those. Okay, so I'm going to click save here. Role has been edited. Now, if I go over here and I do this and I refresh, there is our first blog post here. So that was how fast it was to set up an API, set up the model, update the database, create the API endpoint, and pass back data and also secure it. So I don't even know how, I don't have any fingers enough for that, what we just did. But all of that just through the dashboard of Strapi. And that's why I really like Strapi. Edward Mason says, what does the count permission do? Let me show you. So if I scroll here, sorry, I keep zooming in and out. I'll click count. I'll click save. And it shows you the route right here on the right. So you can go to /post/count. So I go here, post/count. Check that out. We have 1 post. So it's a good way to like just get the number of posts that you have. Cool. Right on. Thanks, Lawrence. Yeah, the setup here is fantastic and very fast. Do I have to define all the fields as well in Strapi to do a migration? I'm not sure. I think you just update your models in the content types builder right here, and it'll handle it. I think the Strapi team is kind of hanging out in chat if I am wrong. So please correct me if I'm wrong, Strapi team. All right, let me just read through some of these comments and questions. Should we also define a reference to the author? Dimitri, yeah, that makes sense. It's a post. It should have an author. Let's do that right now. I'll go to post, add another field. I'm going to call it a relation right here. Check out how fast it is to do relations in Strapi. And we're going to say this is a user right here. And a post has 1 user? No. Post has and belongs to 1 user? No. Post, no. So we're going to say post has many. Sorry, user has many posts. And then we're just going to call this user right here. And this is posts. And that's it. I'll hit save here. Oh, actually, for clarity, we should just capitalize this. I'm still not too sure on the capitalization thing, but let's keep it similar. So now if we go to posts, actually this won't work because we need a user. So I'm going to create a user right now, and I'm going to pick someone from chat. Let's go for Hamza, and let's go for Hamza at test.com. And then password, I'm going to type in some random stuff. Confirmed, yes. And Strapi also does email verification for account signups by default. So what's cool here is now under posts, I can say, well, Hamza, you can own this post. Hello, everyone in chat. And I'll click save. Yes, I know it's not a good password, Chrome. So the cool thing here is Hamza now has that post. You can go to post as well. You can click here, and you can see that Hamza is the owner of this post. Cool. David Sells with a question. Can you do everything on Strapi like on APIs on Node.js? Yes, you can. This is all in the dashboard, but let me show you something really cool about Strapi is if you need to do something that the dashboard doesn't support, let me show you this real quick. Let me go in here. Let me open this up I'm opening up Strapi in VS Code now. Let me zoom in. Let me hide some things. So everything in the Strapi dashboard is going to correspond to a file in your repo. So if I go here, API, this post folder, let me zoom in more, is going to be everything that we just created in the dashboard. So if I went here to models, post settings.json, everything that we did in that dashboard is right here. So title is here, slug is here, content is here, user is here. So if you need to do anything more than the dashboard provides, you have all of these files right here to customize your controllers, services, configuration, and all that good stuff. So that's why I really like Strapi. It's like best of both worlds. Cool. Oh, hey, Strapi in the chat. Thanks for joining. Cool. So here we have posts. Let's create a couple more posts, right? We want to make sure that once we start building out our Next.js side of things, we have content to pull. So let's go new post. Let's see. I'm just going to start pulling comments from chat. Amazing flexibility, and I'm going to do the same content for each one. Awesome. Can I create an author from here? Oh, that's okay though. So I'll hit save and I'll hit publish. So Strapi comes with a draft publish system out of the box. Okay, so there's one right there. Let's go create a new one, add new post. I'll go with Brino's. That is awesome. Okay, save that and publish that. I'll go to another one, connect VS Code to Strapi. Okay. And I think that should be good, right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to go users and let's add those in. I don't remember everybody's. So let's go for Sean at test.com. Password confirmed. And then let's give you amazing flexibility. Okay, let's go for another user. Let's go for Brino. Look how cool this is. We're creating users, we're creating posts, and this is only, 20 minutes into this tech talk, and the first 5 minutes was us hanging out. Posts, let's go for that is awesome. Okay, no, don't save that. All right, one more, and we'll go for, who was that last one? I'm sorry, I can't find it now. Oh, I got it, Kevin. So Kevin. Okay. And we'll give you the post of connect VS Code to Strapi. Okay, get out of here. Okay. So now if we go to localhost 1337/posts, Each one comes with the user object that created the post. So if you've built APIs before, you know how amazing this is that we've done this in 20 minutes as far as building the API, database, content, all that good stuff, right? Seriously, we're like ahead of schedule now, so I can kind of like just say hi in the chat again. All right, right on. So next up, we're going to move into the front end because we have our back end for posts. And really, that's about all we need for content for posts. Eventually, you do a little bit more, maybe. Let's go look at a Scotch article. Let's see. Let's go for this one. So you would have a featured image, most likely. You would have your author here. Date is in there. You maybe build out comments. You would build out a bookmarking system. And then you would have your content. And that's all there is to a blog, right? Cool. So let's keep here. We have posts. I'm going to go and start a Next.js project now. I got to start closing these. I'm getting confused. So we have blog next and blog Strapi. So we have the Strapi side done. I'm going to go ahead and go create next app in blog next. So now we are creating a Next.js app from scratch from the command line. Chris Mulvaney says, I love Strapi. I could not deploy Strapi and my front end to the same server. The cool thing about DigitalOcean's new app platform is that you can deploy the backend, the database, and the front end all together as one app. And that's why I really like app platform for full stack apps, is because it can do stuff like that. Osmar is here for authentication. I don't think we can get to authentication today, but that's definitely a topic we should do in a next one. That's such a big topic. Right on. Okay. Awesome. Love the questions. Keep them coming. So let's say we have our brand new next project. So I'm going to go code blog next. This is how I open it up in VS Code quickly. This little code command. Okay, so let's do some organization. I don't need this anymore. This is up. I don't need the status bar on these. Okay, so we have now, this is our notes. Let's delete this. We don't need our notes anymore. Okay, so we have Strapi, we have Next.js, and we have Chrome. So let me change out our colors here so I like know what's going on. So let's go blue for that. And then Next.js can be yellow. Cool. So front end is yellow, back end is blue, and we have Chrome. And this is an extension called Peacock that I'm using. Okay, so here is the front end. Pages right here. We have API, app, and index. This is the start of any Next.js app if you're using Create Next App. And I am going to go back into my VS Code right here. And I'm going to start this npm run develop. And I'll let that run. So our API is still running again. I'm going to go over here. And I'm going to run this npm, I think it's start. Back. Everyone uses a different name. It's so confusing. Dev. Okay. So now our front end is working on localhost 3000. Our back end is localhost 1337. And this is the start of our project. So I'm going to close these out now. And now we have our dashboard. We have our API. We have our front end app. Okay. Let's keep it going, right? So here in our Next.js app, I want to do the homepage first. So I'm going to go to index.js. And let me zoom out. This is a little far in. There we go. So I'm going to go balance outward, delete all that, delete that. Hi, everybody. And that should be good. There. Okay. So if I go back to, let me just do that right here, and then do this right here. Sorry, organization for these streams is like the hardest part of it. There we go. So this is our Next.js app. So let's go over here. The thing to do with a Next.js project is if you want data, then we're going to have to go get it. And you might think, oh, in a React app, I would go and do a use effect, right? And then you would do like function fetch data right here. And then you would call that up here. But since we are in Next.js, we have a specific way to call data if we want to be able to server-side render it. So that's right here. What's happening? Oh, okay. So to do that with Next.js, we have a special function called export async function, getStaticProps. And the cool thing about getStaticProps and the really cool thing about Next.js is that we can do two things with it. We can, one, generate data on the server side using Node, or two, generate data, get data on the front end client side. And to show that off, check this out. I'm going to go console.log. I am on the client. Here, I'm going to say console.log. I am on the server. And this is kind of the magic of Next.js is you can do things on the server and on the client side. So you can have a best of both worlds sort of scenario. So if I'm here, I'm going to open up this right here. I'm going to refresh this page. It didn't return an object. Of course, I have to go down here and say return right here, props. And I'll do an empty prop. There we go. So if I refresh this, you'll see that there are both of the client and the server gets logged out on the, this is the server side, right? So this is considered the node side. And that's because the node side kind of processes the whole page so that it can give you a static page, a pre-rendered page. And over here, we have console, I'm on the client. So only the client side console log got shown to the client side. And that's all good there. Question, are we going to make this video live later? Yes, it will be. It will be on DigitalOcean's YouTube channel. Okay, so here we have getStaticProps. Now I want to go back to the API we just built and go get data. So I'm going to say get posts from our API. And I love commenting out stuff like this so that I know what in the world is happening. So here we're going to say const res is equal to await fetch, and that'll be HTTP localhost 1337/posts. And ideally, you would move this into an environment variable, but for time's sake, we're just doing it right here. Let's go const data is equal to await res.json. And then let's see what the data looks like here. Okay, this is super zoomed in. So the data looks like that big ass array of stuff from the API. So it looks exactly like this thing right here, array of objects. So that's cool there. So since it's not wrapped with anything, we can actually just call this posts. And then we're going to pass in posts through our props. And now we are able to grab all of the posts from this. So now we have posts up here. And let's go ahead and do our map over them so we can loop over the posts and show them. And we're going to do div right here. Div. Whoa, my computer's doing weird stuff. Div. And we're going to say, wow, I'm forgetting my syntax here. We're going to go posts, post.map, post. So to do a loop in React, we're just to do post.map. say key is equal to post.id. And here, let's do an H2. And in there, we're going to do post.title. I think it was capital, right? Okay. Fingers crossed. No problems here. It should work. Cool. So here are all of the posts that we created in our API. Amazing, right? So I'm going to go here and let's go create a new post. And let's see. Let's pull somebody out of chat. Let's go for code on GitHub. And the answer is yes, I'll add the code to GitHub. And then we'll put these, the links to the repos in the description to the YouTube video. Okay, so code on GitHub. Awesome. I'll hit save here. And then we need to give this an author. Let me zoom out here. It's getting crowded. Well, let's see. Code on GitHub was from Edward. So let's go for Edward. Confirmed. And your post is code on GitHub. Save that. And I think the problem here, notice that it's showing blue. I don't think I published it. Yeah, it's in draft mode. So let's go publish. And if it's in draft mode, it won't come through the API. So that's good to know. So this should update itself and show a new post if I refresh. There we go. So it's that easy to, on the fly, build out a backend, add to the backend, and our front end gets updated. How amazing is that, right? There was a question, where do you host Strapi from Albert Ho? I use digitalocean.com/product/app platform. So let's go here. Products, app platform. So this is kind of a new project from DigitalOcean where it lets us deploy Strapi apps from GitHub repos. And then we can attach the Next.js front end to it, and we can attach a Postgres database to it. So all of that can like live in one spot. And that's where I personally am deploying all of my Strapi apps. Okay, so this is all of our stuff right here. I wish I had time to style it. I don't like how not good looking it is, but that's okay. So let's go and say, well, let's do a little bit more. So let's say div, we're going to say post.user dot name, username. Let's go for username. And the question here was, I believe, why are they capitalized? I think that's just because of how I set it up in the dashboard. If I go here, you can see that it's user, slug, title. You could have easily gone into content types builder and changed these to lowercase right here. I'm still not sure what the best convention is there, but not sure. Cool. Let's see. Mountain Ash, because I work here. Is that because I deploy my apps here? I see. So Scotch.io, my background, built Scotch.io. I've hosted it on DigitalOcean since it was created. And yeah, so take that as you will. Okay, lowercase looks better. Yeah, I think so too, everybody. I made a mistake. All right, so here is the cool thing about Next.js is we have all of these and we're able to show them. But if you have a blog or an app, you're going to need pages, right? So we're going to need like /hello everyone in chat. So we're going to need pages for each one. So you might be thinking, since Next.js does pages by route, does that mean we have to create a brand new file for every single one of those pages? So the cool thing about this is we can say new file, slug.js. So this is kind of a tactic that Next.js applies to dynamically generate a bunch of files. Really, really cool here because we can generate all of those files right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all without having to do a new file for each one. And then we can statically generate the site as a giant HTML um, folder of files. So let's start here. I want to show you what this looks like. Export default function. Let's call it post return div. Post div. Cool. So we need to do two things here. We need to tell Next.js how many pages there are. And then we need to, for each individual page, get the data for that page. So those are the two things we need to do. And Next.js knows this and has come up with a way to do that. We have export async function, getStaticPaths, and then export async function, getStaticProps. Mountain Ash is right. E-commerce can be done on like the CMS, the content side of it, but it doesn't handle payments or orders. I want to show you all a quick project that I just found out that I found was really cool. It is called MemberStack, where it just lets you add payments on top of your current app. Kind of a fun project. I haven't played with it myself, but interesting. Okay, so let's do getStaticPaths first. We want to make sure that we can get all of the data. So what we're going to do is we're going to say const response is equal to await fetch. And it's pretty much the same call from the homepage, localhost 1337 posts. Const data is equal to await res.json. So the way that we tell Next.js how many pages to build out, the syntax is a little weird. We do return paths, and then we say paths is an array, I believe. Yep. And then fallback is false. So paths is basically saying, okay, well, here's the first one. We want slug to be, all right, we want params, and the slug is going to be the slug. Oh my gosh, my syntax is so off here. Slug, sorry, is the post.slug. Well, capital S. So that's kind of the syntax that it wants. So for us to do that, we are going to map on this giant posts array right here. So I'm going to say params paths right here is equal to, let's do it up here. So we're going to say const paths is equal to posts.map post. First, yeah, there's a cheat sheet on the other screen, but this is the, I try to pride myself on not using the cheat sheet, but this is the time that I need the cheat sheet. So please bear with me. Sorry, I'm using a cheat sheet, everybody. Slug post.slug. It's just this syntax always trips me up for this right here, the paths section. Okay, no more cheat sheets. Cool. So we have res, we have posts, and then we're just like reformatting the posts to create paths. And then thanks, Guillermo. And then we have paths here, and fallback is false. And I want to show you what this fallback false means, because this one line I think is where a lot of magic comes from Next.js that I absolutely love. So if I go over here, getStaticProps, let's do this. We are going to need params out of this. And all of the syntax you can find on the Next.js docs. I know this is kind of like a running through a lot of new syntax if you're not used to Next.js. Cool. So let's go const slug is coming out of params. And then now that we have the slug here, we are going to say const res is equal to ace await. So let's go get this data from our API. And let me show you what it looks like actually. So if we have posts, how do we filter for this one slug right here? Well, you can just go at question mark slug is equal to like that. And that will give you one of the posts. So really cool because you can add in filtering all from the URL, and Strapi has that all built in for us. And you can find all the ways you can do that in the docs. You can do like greater than, less than, you can filter, all that good stuff. Live streamer, why is Next.js so bad at maintaining scroll position? I actually don't know on that one, but it is frustrating, huh? Thanks, Jonathan. Cheat sheets are a must. Making me all of you making me feel good for the cheat sheet. Appreciate it very much. So HTTP localhost 1337/posts, and then we're going to say !slug is equal to slug. So yeah, that is how we're going to say go get data from that API endpoint for this specific post. And then we're going to say const data, or well, const post is equal to res.await, res.json. Can't type anymore. Let's call this data. And then let's call this const post is equal to data 0 because it brought back an array. We only want the first one in that array. And then now we can return props is going to be post. Okay. Live streamer, I appreciate that. I've never gotten a super chat, but I don't think we can do it on this channel. I'm not sure actually. Okay, so now that we have post down there, we have post up here, and now we can say finally, hey, post dot title. Let's just double check that this works. A lot of writing and this getStaticPaths in this getStaticProps. But if you have any dynamic data in Next.js, you can generate, like if we had 1,000 posts, this file right here would be able to generate 1,000 files. Cool. Sergio, getStaticProps, revalidation. I'm not sure. Let's just see if this works real quick. So here's the homepage. And then if I go for hello, everyone in chat, let's enter. Now we go straight to our single page, which is really cool. Okay, so that is how we can get data from Strapi and pull it into Next.js and generate a bunch of files. So I want to show you that static generation and what that looks like with Next.js, because a lot of people love Gatsby because you can generate like 3,000 static files and now your site is super fast, right? Because you're serving HTML files. Next.js can do the same. If I go to, well, let's close that out. I'm going to go to my package.json. So here are our scripts, dev, build, and start. I'm going to build out a new one for export, next, build, and next, export. Okay, so check this out. I'm going to build out, oh, well, the server's down. But I think it was 6 posts, so that should generate 6 pages for us. So if I go here, there is all of these files right here. I'm going to go npm run export. Let that run. Let's make sure it doesn't error out. Cool. So it generated a bunch of files for us in this out folder. And let me show you all. So now each one of those files that each one of the posts that we had in Strapi is now a brand new HTML file right here. Cool. So amazing flexibility, code on GitHub. We can open it up and see it is also minimized, minified, and ready for serving on a static host. Okay. Ike with a very good question. So Next.js has the ability to dynamically generate a site or statically generate a site. So here we did static generation. So you can have this be your build command and you can just go serve this on a host, right? The cool thing about this is if we make a change in Strapi, we can just say, hey, next, rebuild the site. That's cool. That's fine. And you can do that with webhooks. But what we can do also is the tough part about static generation is, let's say Scotch.io has 2,000 articles, right? If I made an update to one article, then that would force it to build all of the site again. So why am I building 2,500 files when I just had one update, right? So the benefit of dynamically generating, and I'll show you how to do dynamic generation. So one is static generation, is build all files at once, build all files when one changes, right? Okay. And then we have what Next.js calls incremental static generation, which is server-side rendered and static generation. So basically, when first visit happens, generate the page. When second plus visits happen, serve static page. Cool. So that's kind of the difference in both of those approaches. For having something as large as a 2,000, file site, or if you have an e-commerce store that has 10,000 products, I would recommend going incremental static generation. It's just always working for you. You don't have to like manually go and manually generate your files. So let me show you how to do incremental static generation in Next.js. This little line right here, fallback is false. You just set this over to true. Check that out. And now Next.js says, okay, if I don't find a specific file, so if I get a 404, I'm going to go see if I can find that file before I give you the 404. So kind of a really amazing tactic for building out these dynamic apps that are pretty large. Let's see. What's the font you're using? I'm using Cascadia Code. Guillermo, 50,000 plus products. That's amazing. Yeah, I think this would be a fantastic approach for you if you wanted to go the Next.js route. Whew. Okay, so I guess the last thing, let's do a little cleanup. Let's go import link from next link. And let's go down here. Instead of this div, let's change these out to A tags. And actually, what is the syntax for link? It's link href post.slug. Like that. And then the key goes up here now. Key is post.id. We close out the link here. And then I think I'm missing one thing. Yeah, it's right here. So we're going to go post.slug slash there. No, slash goes on the front. Sorry. Slash there. Cool. So that should be able to link back to each individual post, right? And then this, let's do the same thing up here. I'm going to import link from next link. And then we're going to return this div right here. I'm going to do an h2. Oh, that didn't work at all. h2 there. Hold on, almost. And we're going to do a link tag right here. href is going to be to the home page. And then you need to put the A tag inside of it and then say go home. A tag, close the link. Cool. All right, so now if I restart this, npm run dev, I should be able to kind of maneuver around the site like you would a normal site. Okay, so there's our site. Let's click on each one of these. Hello, this goes go home. That is awesome. So you can tell it's kind of fast because it's just serving us quicker sites, right? Cool. But I know it's kind of a bare bones demo, but the code here can be used for any sort of dynamic application. So I think, yeah, we are building a blog for this scenario, but a lot of these techniques that we're using with Next.js, with Strapi, can be used to build out any sort of full stack applications that we would want. Let's see. Relaxed mood, how to code, easy, understand. Please help me. I think a lot of practice is what's going to get you to be good at some coding. And honestly, you're doing it, right? You're here in this tech talk with us and you're learning. Maybe some of it is a little bit too much, but I don't know. I think you're doing a great job. All right. So we're coming up on the last 9 minutes of this. And I don't know. I just want to reiterate how much we were able to get done in 50 minutes. And, we don't count the first 5 because we were hanging out. But we were able to start up a Strapi app, create an API for posts, right? All right here. So now if you had people that you wanted to write posts, you could just say, hey, here's the URL, here's the login. Go and update stuff on the site, right? And then you would have a front end right here where you can pull all that data, show that data, and then link to each individual page. And I don't know, a lot of this stuff we did in an hour, but a lot of this stuff used to take a long time. So I really am happy with this stack. Let's see. Roman, add comments to the post page. I would love to. What you do here is you go content types builder. You go to create a new collection type. Uh-oh. Clicking in the wrong spots. Then you go for comment, continue, and then you have like rich text is the content for that comment. Add another field, relation comment belongs to a post. Post has many comments, like that. Oh, and then it probably has an author, right? So we'll add a relation to a user. User has many comments, and we'll just call this user. And we'll finish out there. And we'll save. Not sure where that one happens. Oh, because my dev server wasn't running. Or was it? Oh, well. So here's comments, here's posts, here's users. So now you can generate posts. You have a full CRUD system on the comments, and you can hook that all up. Cool. All right. Any questions? Throw them in the chat. I'm reading through the chat right now. Let me bring this over so we can all just see what we're reading through. Live streamer scrolling position in Next.js. I'm not entirely sure how to solve that. Honestly, I did see somebody do it. I think it was Inertia.js. I'm not totally sure though. Sorry. Can you restrict admin for content use? I don't know why this is scrolling all weird. Is it possible to deploy? Yes. So I don't think we have enough time right now, but let me show you real quick what that looks like. Here I am in the DigitalOcean dashboard. So what I have here is blog Strapi Next. This is kind of a sample that I was playing around with. Sorry, I'm bouncing around, but let me show you what it looks like. So you can go create app. You can go to our DigitalOcean App Platform dashboard. You can pull from GitHub, so you can say blog Strapi. You can click this. You can click next. You can pick your region. Let's go for that. You pick your branch, and then you can auto deploy code changes. So anytime you push to GitHub, it automatically deploys. Really, really nice feature there. Click next there. Let that fish for the code. So we have, it's a web service, it's Node.js, or you can deploy as a static site if you're using the Next.js side of things. You can add environment variables. You can add your build command, your run command. You can add a database with one click, which is really nice because we are going to need a database for Strapi. I'll click Add Database. So here we are, deploying Node, deploying Postgres, going to click Next. And then you pick your pricing for whatever level that your project is at. Click Launch Basic App. It'll go ahead, create the app for you and do its thing. But let me show you the really cool thing about this that I spoke about earlier is you can go to what's called components right here. And here is two components. We have a database. We have our Strapi backend, which is Node. And I'm going to click Create Component. We can add a static site. And now let's go add blog next. Now I'll click Next. So now we have blog next. We're deploying from the master branch. Static site. Build command. We don't want yarn build. We did create a new one called export. So we'll do export. And that's how it's going to generate the static site and serve everything up for us. Static sites are no additional cost on an app that already has like a node service. And from there, we just click Launch Static Site. And now we have the Strapi backend, a database, and our Next.js front end all living in one app here. And that's why I really like the app platform setup, is because you can do stuff like that. All right. Brutal Chub Z, could you now expose a post endpoint for the users to submit new blog posts? Yes, you absolutely could. Let's see if I have. Lucas, how'd you do it before DO app platform? I just spun up a DigitalOcean droplet and did it that way. So let's see. Let me clear out. Well, let's create a new request here. Create a post. We might for sure be running out of time, but we're starting it. So to get posts to open up to, like, we can do authentication in one of the next tech talks. Let me know in the comments if you want to see that. But I'm going to go posts here. You go settings, you go roles, public, and we say public can create a post and update a post, but not delete a post. And you hit save there. So on this create, you can now do in here, we can do a post request to HTTP localhost 1337 posts like that. And then you could put the body as the, well, let's do it as a multi-part. So let's do, I don't know, title, hi there. See if that works. Needs to be JSON. Okay, so let's go JSON. Okay, that's fine. Title, hi there. Cool. So now that created a brand new post. It doesn't have comments. It doesn't have a user. But if I go here now to posts, check it out. Brand new comment. Oh, our title didn't get passed through. But that's how you would do it. A lot of authentication. Authentication +9 from Guido. What is that UI? Roman, I'm using a tool called Insomnia. It lets us do API exploration. Alessandro, you are correct. I didn't connect a particular database for my local Strapi. When you're local, if you add in this was the command I used to start up my server, npx create Strapi app, my app. As soon as I did quick start, it uses SQLite. So that's all that needed to happen there. Oh, Raphael, compilations. Thank you for that. That is why. Igor, thanks for that. Just another reason to go lowercase, huh? Doug, do we have ETA on Bitbucket support? I don't think we do. Yeah. But we're adding stuff to App Platform as fast as we can. We just added GitLab. So soon is what I think should happen. JWT with Strapi and Next.js. That would be a great next tech talk, everybody. It seems like everyone wants authentication. We can definitely do some authentication where we let people, I don't know, sign up and build out, maybe create posts on their own after they're authenticated. Hey, James from India, welcome. Thanks so much. Bye, Kayla. Thanks for showing up. I know that a lot of this is kind of advanced. Sorry about that. Right on, Maleth. Hey, real quick, everyone, if you want to hang out and chat with me, you can find my Twitter, Chris__Sev. I can drop a link in there. Here's from Wales. Yeah, thank you, everybody, for joining. I know we're up at the hour, so thank you very much for spending your time here building a full stack app with us for an hour. I appreciate you all showing up. Really, thanks. Come see me on Twitter. My DMs are open. I'm happy to chat. And it looks like authentication is one of the big ones that's coming up. Thank you, Mihai. Thanks, Lucas. Bjorn, Osmar, Alex, thanks everybody for showing up. Mary, Chan, Max, appreciate you all showing up. Really, I really do. Made my day. Right on. I love it. All right, everybody. Well, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you later.